Hello everyone and welcome to the very first episode of Let's Design a Planet Toaster. My name's Dick Toaster and I said that the opposite way of what I was supposed to say it. Anyways, welcome to what I'm guessing will be the very first season of many, hopefully, of Let's Design Planet Coaster. We're playing in the very early alpha access version of the game right now. It's build 0.0 or 0.1.3 and some other numbers that I'm not going to go into detail. But I just created a new map here. It's the Forest Sandbox, which is one of the default maps that comes with the game. And I chose this map because, well, it has some terrain variations that I think we could use as a bit of an added challenge. And decided not to go with the 100% flat map. The foliage most likely will have to be removed and replaced in different areas. But for the time being, you know what? I'm just going to start building because I feel like this is going to take, it's going to be a huge endeavor. So I'm going to keep this dark texture here. Actually, I don't think we can change it, really, unless we really demolish all that. But I actually don't mind it so much. So I'm going to keep this texture. And then starting here, we're going to go with these cobblestone. And what I want to do is basically branch out into two main paths going to both sides of the map and potentially meeting somewhere in the middle. And then we're going to have smaller branches covering all the different spots. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to edit this, just so you know. I might do a mix of basically time lapses and just jump cuts and things like that. But I'm sure at some point you'll start realizing what method I thought it was best for this. I know most YouTubers are just doing 100% time lapses. I'm not. That's really not my style. I don't know. I might try it. It all depends on the game, actually. So I'm gonna try to do my usual format, which is building a little bit on camera and then jumping into time lapses and getting details done in different ways. So we'll see what we can come up with. But for the time being, I'm just going to extend these paths a little bit throughout the park and see what we can come up with. So this is the design that I came up with. I'm quite happy with it, and it's subject to change as we start adding decorations and rides. It's likely that we're going to start tinkering with the paths a little bit, and of course we need to expand it to all the different areas of the park. So this is only the beginning of this layout. So let's start by putting down some flat rides because I want to see how big of a footprint they take. And then that way we can start adding the decorations, which I'm guessing it's why most of you are watching this. Not necessarily me plopping this rides, but yeah. So I'm gonna start with the simple rides, like this tiny little what is it called? The whirly rig. Actually, we're gonna put this facing this way, and the reason why it's because I want to build a big building, kind of a Main Street type of construction over on this side. So we're going to have buildings over on this corner and this corner, and this obviously is going to be kind of a bit affected by it. We might have to move it, but this serves so far. So let's place the entrance probably going, actually, since we're going to have a Main Street here, we can have the path or the queue just to go around here and then connect to this building. So let's keep it here, and then we're going to keep the exit on this side road over here, which automatically wants this to have that texture in the path or in the ground texture. So I'm not entirely sure. You know what? I think this works. I'm not opposed to this. I would just want this to like fit better. There we go. That's actually not too bad. All right, so we have that in place. And let's just add the queue. And this hopefully will serve as a guide for our building. So I want to go one like that. I want to turn it off angle snap. Try to align it as straight as we can. And remember, all this will be inside of a building. So that's you're not going to be able to see it. And now we can add the ticket booth, hopefully, if we can fit it. As much as we can. There we go. That's perfect. All right, so we have our first entrance. The texture here kind of don't matches. Let's see if we can fix this. Not that it doesn't match, it's just it was a bit glitch. All right, so we have our first structure here. What I'm going to do next is start putting down some walls around this and start creating the first building that's going to house at least half of this ride, because, well, we're going to have this obviously is going to be outside and this whole thing is going to be inside. So it's going to be a little tricky, but let's jump into time-lapse mode. Cue up the music. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is the very second building I've ever built in this game. The first one is actually the one I showed in the game discovery video, which the link is included in the description if you want to hear my thoughts on the game a little bit more deeply. But I think it turned out pretty nice. One thing I noticed is that this right here is not the Rocktopus, and I put down this sign which doesn't really belong. So I actually really like how the sign turned out, and since there is, I don't think there is a sign for, what is this called, the whirly rig. We might have to put down the Rocktopus, I must say. Is there a magical twirl? This could work, I guess. Aeronautics, Sunflare, Forge. Yeah, it seems like, let's take a look at this one real quick. Magic Swirl. Yeah, this is definitely not the Magic Swirl. So I guess we'll have to replace this ride with the Rocktopus. So let's actually go ahead and do that. That was kind of annoying when I noticed. I just recently, after building this whole thing for about 2 hours, I noticed that, holy crap, this is the wrong sign. However, now we have a bigger problem, which is the ride doesn't really fit here. So we might have to change the paths a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Get rid of this path right here. And let's put down the rides again. Probably around here should be fine. I liked it before when the ride kind of... is this green? Oh, it's not. I think it's wanted to not be so close to the paths. I liked it better when the building was kind of overlapping the ride a bit, even though I ran into this problem where the hitbox would prevent me from getting this thing done, which now I notice that it's at a different level, so I'll have to fix that. Actually, there's a ton of imperfections all over the place. Most of them you won't notice and unless you actually grab a ruler and start measuring things. Nothing is 100% symmetrical, which is kind of what I was aiming for, since the grid is somewhat limiting when it comes to building this thing. So is it the issue with the trees? Let me get rid of the trees. This has a really big footprint. What's the closest I can... Oh, it was definitely the trees. Okay, perfect. So we'll bring this around here, I say, and we're going to place the entrance right here so that it would connect to the path that's inside of the building, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds that it doesn't really... The details inside, I try to polish them a bit, but again, it's really, really difficult to get it amazingly right. I'd rather have the outside of the buildings look amazing and the inside not so much. In general, I will try to make them look great, but sometimes it's just really difficult. So that's slightly better. Let's see if we can maybe move the Rocktopus just so that it's kind of being hugged by this this curvature. And we definitely have to replace the entrance and click there. And we also have to place the exit, which we used to have like this. And I think this still works. Kind of want people to go from one way to another. That's good. I do wish that I can delete this and maybe create a different kind of texture. So let's go length 1 and see if we can easily enough get this segment like that. It really doesn't like it. There we go. Oh, that's actually much, much better. And now we get the maroon texture in the floor of this ride, which I like. And let's get the queue. We're using this queue, and I think 2 meters wide was not okay, I guess. There we go. That's perfect. So we have now the sign matches the ride. And one thing that I wanted to do is start adding decorations, and I might do that half in a time lapse and half on camera. But let me see if I can walk inside here just to show you. Let's exit the right menu. This is sort of what the inside looks like. It's not amazing, and we have this like floating things that I try making them clip with the pillars. I don't know if it's possible to go in smaller increments than the quarter grid, just to be able to push this columns right inside. There might be some like weird hackery that you can do by using not this posts but something else instead in order to get them vertical. But overall, I'm quite happy with how this turns out. I'm really trying to get used to the camera movements because it's very unintuitive to me. And I wish, we'll have to see how this looks at night, which I'm sure will look pretty nice. But that's our Rocktopus right there. You rotate. I put down some air conditioning units on the top of the building because that is what I'm assuming it will look like in real life. There's still a ton of decorations needed to be added, and I'm also going to start putting some concession stands over here, creating another building that kind of mirrors the design of this, but, you know, it's slightly different. I'm not going for any particular design or architecture style, per se. I'm just trying to see, just to fit the different materials with each other and just see whatever fits. This is, I mean, it's definitely going to be oriented around Spanish villas and pirates because that's pretty much the only building materials that we currently have. But I'm going to try to include a few more of these super ultra modern elements. Man, the camera movements is really annoying. But we'll see what we can do. So, okay, so let's do some decorations here. I want to start by adding maybe some rocks around the Rocktopus. And trying to, you know, merge it a little bit to what we have here. So, actually, we're gonna do this first. We're gonna. By the way, I'm gonna admit it right away. I'm gonna steal a ton of ideas from Silvarre's channel and also Flux, because they've been playing this game for a little while, especially Silvarre. He's just doing amazing builds in Planet Coaster. I highly encourage you to check him out. I'm including a link in the description of this video, but he's also featured on my channel's homepage. And he usually does this thing where he basically created like flowers out of these trees just by simply putting them underground. So the problem is the camera is incredibly annoying for this. I'm really confused by the shadows. Oh, it was way deep underground. Okay, cool. So we're going to put two of these over here. See if we can get it to not cover our path over here. I should probably save the game. You know what? Let's just save the game. Okay, let's call it Altos Paradise. This will be the name of our park. Save, resume, and now we can continue adding scenery. We can, let's see, I wanna add these two little palms somewhere else just to integrate the design a little bit better. Maybe around here would be good. Rotate it a bit. Over here and over here. Basically on these four corners of the ride. One thing I've seen people do, which is actually really a cool idea too, is raising the ride's a little bit higher so that everything is not perfectly flat. I wanna try to create a bit of a mix between those two things. Let's see if we can create something like that. That actually looks rather nice. We can try doing the same trick with trees, like basically underground trees. How does that look? Wow, that looks great actually. It's just like really wild. If we do maple trees, I think it just looks a little bit better. It's not too bad. I wonder if we should try to replicate the same design over in this path. Let's see how flowers look like here. It might look really nice. There we go. That's actually not too bad. You know what? I'm keeping that. We don't want the auto stacking, but I think we cannot turn it off for props. We can only do that for buildings, but that's okay. Rotate it, boom. Then try to do the same thing over here. Let's start over in this corner. Fantastic. That's a cool little entrance, if I do say so myself. So we have that. All that we need now is a bunch of larger trees, I think. This one is probably a bit huge, but if we bring something like this, rotate it. I want to try to not go crazy with rocks if I can avoid it, just to add a bit more texture to the sides of this thing. But definitely keep it on the DL, if you know what I mean. Just to make it a little bit more rough around the edges, that's all. It's probably a bit too close to the building. Hang on, let's see if we can find a better spot. Can put it over there, and that kind of hides the fact that these two don't match. That way I don't have to fix it. Actually, I'm half joking there. I mean, to be honest, this things like this are great for hiding imperfections. Seriously. I'm not even joking. So I'm going to use these as planters. Is there something better that can be used as planters? Fountain. I guess I can also use this bad boys. Actually, I wanted to put down a few up here. You see, I'm kind of hiding the fact that some of the flowers are clipping through the building there. So that's kind of something that I was aiming for. I wonder if this will look nice as a tree planter. I had to tinker a little bit with it, but I think it looks great. And this could serve as a design for, or the base design for many things throughout the park. But this is actually looking pretty good. If you enjoy this episode, I highly encourage you to click the like button that's right underneath this video player. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, because I'm hoping to make a few more of these Planet Coaster. I was going to say City Skylines, which I also do quite a bit. But definitely I'm talking about Planet Coaster. I'm going to be doing a few more videos. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/strictoaster. And in the next couple episodes, we're probably going to be putting down some more rides and getting more decorations, trying to fit in a few more things here, and start putting some concession stands and food courts and whatnot. So yeah, I'm really excited about how this series started, and I can't wait to get more of these videos out. So I want to thank you all for watching, and really hope to see you in the next one.